Drama continues at Grand Island City Hall. It's become an everyday soap opera.
Jen, it is a lot about the concerts and the food, but can't forget about the games. It's one of the best parts. That's where I'm at right now.
I've been complaining about this heat to my parents all summer. They visit this weekend, and here it is 80s.
They're going to love it, especially Sunday. Really couldn't ask for much nicer weather.
And they're taking the credit for it, I bet, too.
Yes, I'm sure they will.
Coming up later on News 5 and 6, we'll set the table for tonight's Olympic coverage. House of Representative candidate Mark Sullivan has spent most of his life working in the field or on the farm, which is why he says he relates so well to Nebraska voters.
So much food, so little time.
And I know you like your breakfast items, but so much more here, from your turkey legs to the fried food. So I hope you put on your eating pants. Time to get to work. Let's go eat.
Scott's defense team argued he used a firearm in self-defense. That was enough to convince the jury to find him not guilty on all charges. Corn prices are on pace for a record year, and so are crop insurance losses, with nearly half of the continental United States under severe drought conditions.
I don't know what I'd do without him, right?
I don't know how we'd survive here.
Right? Well, all week we've been talking about this Saturday being the final home game for 29 Husker seniors.
We need some milk around here, but they're not alone in being honored by the Big Red Nation. You may have had a longer flight than normal. The reason: the hot and humid weather forced many flights to take a pit stop for extra fuel. The Environmental Protection Agency is planning on drilling holes in downtown Hastings, but not if Hastings Mayor Vern Powers has anything to say about it.
A few weeks ago, he said he was here for the long haul, so what exactly happened?
Well, when you ask the Board of Trustees, they're not completely sure. A few months ago here on the campus, Jen, if you'll remember, we had the inauguration for the 15th president. Now we're turning the page to the 16th president, as Dennis Trotter has resigned. There was a little bit of a difference of how to move the college forward in the future, the plan, a little bit of a difference there between the board and Dennis Trotter, and then all of a sudden Dennis Trotter telling the board that he wanted to go in a different direction and try something different. So he's resigning, effective, obviously that came down February 1st, and Don Jackson is the new president. Mr. Jackson was the VP of placement and a graduate of Hastings College in 1970. Now, the interesting thing about Mr. Jackson is that he has a lot of business experience, but has never been a president at any other university or college. And the Cambridge representative, though, feels that he's a good choice, and the Board of Trustees says this is the type of man they want the college to have moving forward.
One beside you when your soul embarks, then I'll follow you into the dark.
16-year-old Zach Fultis loves to sing and play his guitar.
No, I won't give up.
Whether you stop by the local gas station or restaurant, chances are good you'll see Zach plucking a few strings.
Some even fall to the earth.
He's extremely active in the musical, one-act, band, choir.
Fultis got his first lesson at the age of 10 and hasn't put down his guitar since.
Still looking up.
Just something I've done growing up. I wouldn't call it a talent.
Another passion for this teenager has always been giving back.
I've known him since he was a little kid, and he is always a very giving person.
So Zach decided to join in when Harvard Student Council came up with the idea to have a friendly competition. Classes squared off at a penny war for 1 week, with proceeds going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
How their life can go from like how they feel kind of low, and then just the amazing feeling of happiness they get is just awesome.
The more pennies you collect, the more points you receive. While some students were collecting change from under their couch, Zach didn't have to look far for his moneymaker.
So take the photographs and still friends in your mind.
I got a lot more compliments than I did cash, that's for sure.
He walked up to the buckets where we put all our money, and he was just throwing in tons and tons of money. And I just kind of looked at him. I'm just like, where are you getting all this money?
1 quart at a time, $1 at a time. Harvard sophomore Zach Fultis was able to raise over $60 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation through the snow and the wind. It was all worth it because this cause is close to his heart.
If you've ever really contemplated some of the diseases that these children are dealing with, you kind of wonder what it's like to be in their shoes.
In 1 week, Harvard students raised $278, and it turned out to be a memorable competition no one will ever forget.
We always tell the kids, be a leader and, get involved in our projects, but this was just such a unique way that it just made you smile and shake your head.
Just helping people, being there for people in need. A lot of class competition came into it, I'm not going to lie there.
In addition to closing 9th Street and looking at building a new student center, the college also has a long-term plan that includes expanding this campus with new residence halls.
I'm a little nervous because a lot of people have been winning prizes, so I need to go home with a prize. Let's see how I do. 3 darts, 1 balloon. All I gotta do is hit 1 and I get a prize. Patricia, you ready? Ready. Patricia's going for the snake for her granddaughter. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I didn't get that one.